I hope I am audible. Good morning. Great, 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 great. So, uh, did anyone get a chance to install WSL or Linux? Uh, in case yes, then we can move ahead with our uh, Linux commands. Else, we might move ahead with networking, which we started yesterday. But since many of our friends from Chennai, they were unable to join because of the power issue. So we didn't do anything, but we just had a normal discussion about it. So yes, what should we go with? Should we continue with networks or should we go back to Linux commands? Guys, don't be shy. It is perfectly fine. Please, anyone, Linux commands, fine. So I hope some of you must be there to go with me trying those commands. So we learned how to install WSL or Linux. So fine then. So in case anyone has any trouble, even in the future, just let me know. We can go back to the installation, and then we might solve the problems that we would be having. So fine. So this is my Ubuntu terminal on Windows. This is called Windows Subsystem for Linux. So the first command that we saw was my ls command, and it shows a few uh, folders. Now we were trying to figure out where to find these folders. Now, in case you are working on WSL, you might uh, check out that there is a Linux folder created here. So whenever you go to home or even my PC, uh, yes, this PC, you will figure out that there is a Linux folder created. Or I believe this Linux folder might be here as well. Um, G- GPL. Mhm. No, fine. It is not here, but here you will find, here you find this Ubuntu and Linux. So go to this Ubuntu and you will find a lot of folders. And here you would find the root folder. We are working in this root folder. So this root folder is where we we were working. So here you can see we have this ADIT folder, this NSTI folder. So let me delete them. This is what we created for ourselves. Now let us again go with this ls command and see we don't have that ADIT or NSTIT folders right here. So anyone facing any trouble or any questions regarding this? Yes, guys, anyone? No, fine, great. So what were the other commands that we did on that day? Someone has said something. No, fine. Thank you, Vivek. So, what were the other commands that we did? We were working on this PWD command that shows the folder where you are working, like uh, the directory there where you were working. And I believe it stood for print working directory. So this shows you the folder which we figured out here. This was my root folder where we started working. Good morning, Ganga. Fine. So what was the other command? We had that cd command, and now let us check out cd dot dot, I believe. So that gives me, yeah. Now, in case I go with a CD, it changes, it moves the folder back. And here you see we are back in this folder. So right now we were in the root folder. Now it has brought me here. So you can find all these folders listed here. Right. So in case we want to go back to my root folder, so let us go to root. Now let us check out this ls. So any questions still here? And someone has said anything. Echo, we didn't work with Echo, so we would be maybe going with that. So let us go once. So let us go with make directory. Let us call it. We worked on ADIT. Yeah, if someone has said anything. Make directory, remove directory. Yes. Make directory. What should I give the name? So whoever said, let me give her name. So that was Pooja. So let me give this folder the name of Pooja, since she told me. Now let us go with ls command and let us check out Pooja is there. Now even let us go here and figure out in case we created this folder called Pooja. So Pooja named folder is available here. That was created at 10:05, and this is the time when we created this. Make directory NSTH. So yep, certainly we can go with go creating others as well. So let us create NSCI as well, and we can figure it out here. Refresh this page, and you have this NSTI folder as well. In case, let me create one folder by mistake. Let me call it make directory, and let me call it anything. So YHF. So I can find this directory right here. YHF. Now I want to remove it. I can delete it right from here, which I showed you in the beginning, but I should remove it right from here. So that is RM remove directory. and that is YHF. Let us check out in case I have it here. Yep. So I cannot find this YHF folder here anymore. And let me refresh this page and see this YHF folder, whatever I created, that is deleted. Then what we did was, so let me try to move into one of the folders. Say, suppose I want to move into this NSTI folder. So what I do is CD space NSTI. Fine. So I am now right now in this NSTI folder. So there is no file available here. We can check it out right from here. NSTI doesn't have any files. So what I need to do is let me create a file. So touch, we did it that day. Touch command to create a new file of our choice. We can add the extensions to make the files of that kind. Suppose, since we are working in this NSTI folder, so let me give it a name. NST would be fine. I am not naming it complete NSTI. I am only naming it NST. So I hope that would be fine. Not a problem with anyone. So let me create nst.txt and let me see here if that has been created. So nst.txt file. So you can open it up and figure out it is right now blank. Let me create a Word file nst dot docx. Sorry, x. That is the extension. I believe you guys are aware of the extensions. Now, in case anyone doesn't have uh, anyone has any problems in understanding the extensions, just let me know. We can discuss that for a few minutes. Anyone? Like, guys, it is perfectly fine if you don't know. The biggest problem is you don't try to know. That is the problem. No one knows everything, and it is perfectly fine. But if you don't try to know, then that is the problem. Anyone with any problems with the extensions, just no. So someone has said anything? Not a problem, fine. So you guys know that .txt means notepad file, .docx means a Word file. Similarly, let me create more nst.pptx that will create my presentation file. Then let me create a Excel file .nst dot xlsx. And now let me go for ILS command, and these are the different files which have been created. So let me check out if I can find them here. So you can see NST Word file created here. Uh, you can check out the extensions here. So Word file has been created, PowerPoint has been created, text document means like Notepad has been created, Excel file has been created. In case you want to open it up, you can open and check them out. So that's the Excel file. Is not valid. I'm not sure. I made some mistake in renaming the. Uh, it is not XLSX. What it is? XLSX. What mistake that I made? Hmm. Fine, so might be fine. Let me check out with this Word file, and that is fine. So I have this Word file created. I have this uh, PPT created. That is blank, obviously blank. I didn't put anything in here. So, but yes, we have created this. And any problems with anyone? So what I can do now is I can remove one of the files. We have these many files here. So let me remove one of the files. This one. And that has been removed. See, ls. Now you have this docx, pptx, txt, but xlsx, that is what I find to be my Excel file, that has been removed. So this is what you can see here. Any questions, anyone? Now, many of us in the future, many of us would find a little problem with working on the terminals. Even I, on at times, like mm, lose hold of a lot of commands and how they work. Since we are mostly working on GUIs, so these CLIs are you need to remember a lot of commands and how that command works. So you would be facing trouble. So this is what I wanted. Let us understand so that we understand the working of each and every command. So anyone facing any trouble, just let me know. Now let us go with a command called cp, that is copy files. So this command is cp, and let me copy this nst dot txt nst.txt to another location. That location can be my okay, fine. I can copy it to the root folder. Uh, Fine. So cp, that would be followed by my file, that would be followed by my home. Mm, and within this home, I believe I have this uh, home. This is not the. So this is my root folder. And here I want to copy. Let me check in case that works. Not a directory. Fine. So let me try this out. cp nst.txt. Uh, root. Yep. Let us check out in case my in the root folder this nst.txt has been created or not. So let me check out this root. You can see this txt file has been copied. Now, in case we want to copy more files, let us check that as well. cp, uh, the file is nst dot pptx, and I want to copy this to the root folder. And now let me check this root folder. This is my root folder, and here let me check out. I didn't create this here. I only copied it. The same name, everything is the same. I just copied it. So any questions till now? No, great. So then we have another command. Yeah, let me delete these two files from here. I can go back to my root folder and do rm command. So that would be fine. But let me not do that. Let me directly delete it from here. So shift delete. Guys, a second, please. I got a call. Let me check. Sorry, guys. That was a small call. So getting back, what we did was we deleted the files that we copied, and let me get back to this NSTI folder and check out what are the files I already have here. So what we can do next is we might try uh, a command called mv. Uh, mv stands for move. So we can move one file from one folder to another folder. So the same thing that we did, but copy, what it did was it uh, MV for move files. Yeah. Uh, so the difference between copy and move is like again. Let us check that again. This cp command. So we are right now in this NSTI folder. So in this NSTI folder, let me check out what are the files that I have. So I have .do, yeah, like nst.docx. We have this ppt. We have this txt file. So let me copy this nst.pptx and let me move it to my root folder. And now let me check out what are folders available here. So all three files are still available. But I can see in the root folder that this PPT has already come. So this has already come. So what it is doing is it is copying the file. The original directory remains the same, and one of the files which I am copying is also being copied to that folder. But in move command, what happens is the file that you are trying to move will be removed. Fine. So let me try. One more function this mv command will do is it will change the name as well. You can change the name of the file. So let me try first changing the name. So mv, that is my command, followed by the file, suppose nst.pptx. That is the file that I want to rename, and let me rename it to new or any other name. So let me not name it to new. Let me name it to Calicut. CAL for Calicut. So let me check out. Now let us go for it. So you can see that we now have the cal.pptx instead of this nst.pptx that we had before. So you can see the file name here also has been changed. cal.pptx. So I believe that was clear to everyone. Now let me check out how it moves the file .pptx to another folder, that is the root folder, and let us say ls command, and you can see this cal.pptx has been removed from my root folder. And let me check out, here we have this cal, it is no more here, and we have it here, cal. Now, in case that was clear to everyone, well and good. In case it was not, just let me know. We can try it again. So MV does two functions. One is renaming the file and moving the file, both. Clear, great. So we have one more command. We can. So let me move back. Uh, we are now here. So let me check out these other files here. So we can use one more command, that is the locate command. And this locate command, what it does is it is similar to our search function in Windows. So let me check, try to figure out the locate uh, within this folder only, since we are running on WSL. So WSL has a few limitations, so we need to understand the limitations. So let us not try to diversify. Let us try to find a file which is within one of my folders. So let me we have that somewhere inside in any of the folders. So let me go for locate one file, that is nst.docx. Locate command not found. Okay, I need to. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go for this. I wanted to show this downloading libraries later. So, but this locate command needs to have some libraries and some files. So, hmm, installation has started. Find files locate. Yep, very correct. So this is taking some time to download the packages. So that might take a few seconds. It should not take this much. Still, let us wait. Till then, anyone has any question or anything, any suggestions, please just let me know. Why is it stuck? Try this task manager. My network is what seems to be working fine. Hmm. Got stuck at 78%. You guys can hear me clearly in case if it is not a network trouble. Now, since you guys can hear me, that means my network is really working very fine. Since Teams needs a very consistent supply connectivity. So What I can do is let me open another that opens my. Let me close this and let me open it again. I was working on this command called locate. Uh, and what was the file name that I was trying to search? What was the name that I had given? NSTI. That was NST. So nst.txt. Yep. Uh, no search file or directory. The library project. Locate command. Don't know why I am getting this error. This should have given me the exact location uh, of my file. Let me try another. Uh, Locate nst dot pptx. No such file. Find page. I have .txt and I have .docx. So I don't know why is this happening. This should have done uh, they should have given me the exact location that would have been home root and then the file name that is NSTI and then the file name, the folder name and then the file name. So that is what it should have given. Might be the complete installation of this locate library have did not work. So might be we would work on that later. So we were working on another command that was echo command before we finished off that day. So first let us move into the folder where I have these files. Let me move into this NSTI and let me add something echo my name is Nashif and that is my that is what I want to insert to a file that is called mm, nst.txt. Let us see if that works. Okay. So, when we started with, this was completely blank, which we saw, and now we can see this term has been added to my file. So let me check with this. This word file is blank. Let me fine. Let me try. Yeah, this is blank as of now. The only problem that we would be facing might be permissions. In case permissions allow me, I would be able to add some text to this document. So let me add echo uh, I study ADIT at NSTI. Now you have Chennai, Calicut, so I won't add any of those. Let me add Patna. So no one has any trouble कि sir मेरा नहीं पता है मेरा नहीं add किया. So that is why let me add NSTI Patna. So, and I want to add it to nst.docx. Yep. So this is was my exact blank file that we did. Let me close this and let me try to open this blank file again. So there are problems with yeah with the permissions. But let me try to recover. Yes. So enable open the file. Make sure the sufficient. So file permissions and yeah, like permissions is a problem that we are facing. Let me like, but yes, over time, let me try to copy this and check in case we can. We add it here. And let me try it now if it works. The problem is with the permissions and all, and since it is WSL, permissions, many of the permissions might be denied and you cannot change it. So the best option would be let us keep, but you saw when we first opened our file, things were working very fine. But once we added something to it, we were in some kind of trouble. That means there are like some changes were made, and but this Word file is unable to read or reciprocate those files. So let me create. Uh, so we were working on this touch file. So touch. Let me create another file that is in this nsti puja.txt, and let us see we have this text file here. This puja.txt file we have it here, and it is completely blank. Now you can see 1 KB has been moved into this file. 1 KB of data, which is unreadable, but still there is something which has been moved into it. So let us get back. This puja is right now 0 KB. So let me echo. I am Puja from where you are, Chennai or Trivandrum? Puja is from Chennai. So I am Puja from Chennai, and I want to move it into uh, this space is not needed, but still to make it look better, I am putting this. Here I didn't put a space, here I put a space, so everything would work. So let me add puja.txt. So Chennai, I made a mistake here. So let me see if something has been added to this file. So you can see it was 0 and now it is 1 KB. So this is what I moved into. So I believe till here you guys have a better understanding of the commands and how we work with those commands. Then we have another command called the cat command. So anyone having any idea what this cat command is all about? So I believe this cat stands for concatenate, where you are write anything in empty file. Not very sure. Cat is concatenate, and what happens is whatever you have in your file, you might display it on a normal, yeah, like on this output stream. So let me check out. What is there on a particular file. So I have this puja.txt. So let me check out what is there in puja.txt. So this is what was written in this file called puja.txt. Let me check out what has been written in my file which was not working. nst.docx. You can see I study ADIT at NSTI Patna, which is what I try to write in, but due to permissions and other issues, yeah, we were unable to open my Word file. But this is what has been uh, written into that file. So, any questions till now? Fine, great. So, what I think we worked on a few commands, and those of you who have a Linux terminal, try to practice these. Uh, and we and this is what I want, a part of Linux, and then other theoretical concepts as well. Since if we go with all the commands at one go, might be a few things go out of our minds. So, I hope you would be comfortable with this. We worked on a few commands, and there might be in the afternoon we would be working on the next few commands. Uh, Fine, would that be good? Hmm, I don't know. Pooja said it right now. Would that be fine or not? Or should we continue with Linux? Clear, so that is fine, Pooja. What I wanted is this much of Linux we did, commands we did. Let us stop uh, these commands here and begin with the topic that we also started yesterday. And then again in the afternoon, let us go ahead with more of such commands. So, in case you feel that is a that would be like a correct idea, we can follow like that. Or in case you want, we can continue. Fine then. So let us move to another, the topic that we uh, were discussing last evening. That was into networking. So before we move into networking, we discussed a few things. We would be discussing that again, since many of our friends from Chennai, they were unavailable yesterday. So continue file permission. I don't know what she meant. So like this is what I was trying to say. Like we have a few terms in networking which we need to understand. One is server, another is client. What else? We would be taking more of such terms. Now, what do you understand by a server? When we would be talking about, connectivity or networks or LAN, we would be coming up with this term called server again and again. So, what you think is a server? What according to you is a server, and how it really looks like? No, what I meant was what I meant was since commands that might be something. So might be 1 hour with Linux and rest of the time with the other topics. That is what I uh, was feeling. Uh, but we also have an advantage right now that we uh, closed on the basic topics that we were working yesterday. That was my mm, what we were discussing yesterday. Uh, we closed on everything till the introduction of network. So in case you guys feel, what we can do is we can do all the Linux and then again start with computer networks. Now, means close everything in the first part till here and then start with computer network. So we have both the options. We can move in either manner. So that is upon you to decide. But it's still you just guys think. Meanwhile, I have this question. Even if we are going back to Linux, not a problem. So, meanwhile, I would like to ask you this question. What do you understand by a server? What, according to you, is a server? Yep, anyone. Your ideas. It is not that you have to be correct. It is just what do you think or what do you feel? Server, what do you mean and what do you think? Now, in case no one is talking, so let me tell you, server is nothing but a computer on which you are working. But there are a little difference. There is a little difference. One, We need to understand why we are using the servers. Uh, where are we using the server? Yes, someone has said something. Programming device, computer. Yeah, that is a computer. Now, your idea is where are we using servers? So you guys, every one of you has uh, ever used servers. You have used servers. So where do you think you have used those servers? Manage linking device sign. Guys, these are theoretical questions. Yeah, like theoretical definitions. Now it is more important to understand than to learn these definitions. Since computing is not about writing answers. No, it is not about writing answers. It is about understanding, developing a logic. Where have you used a server? Provide services? Fine, 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 fine. That is good. But I need it from your understanding. Where have you used? Let us come to a very basic question. Where have you used this servers? Where are you using these servers? You means you particularly. I am talking about Akash. Where is Akash or Lizzie using servers? Lizzie, I don't want theoretical answers. I want to know if Lizzie thinks that she is using a server every day or not. Does Lizzie think so? That she is using servers every day? In any type of, you are not a system administrator, fine. As a user, are you using any server? Very basic question. You don't need to Google out or you don't need to understand a server. You just need to know whether you are using it or not. A simple yes or no is what I want. So we all are using these servers, and every day we are using, and like every few minutes we are using. Someone is trying to share his screen. Fine, fine, fine. I do. Uh, Vivek, I even didn't need this. I had a very simple question. Like, this is a model in case you understand what server is and where you are using it. All these things would be really very easy. So what you are doing is you are using Facebook server every day. You are using a WhatsApp server. You are sending data to this server, and in turn you are getting data from that server. Like suppose I am sending an image to Vivek. Now what happens is I send this message and it goes to the server, and in turn this server sends it back to Vivek. Now you guys have checked on your results, 10th results, 12th results, ITI results on the internet. And where did you find that result? That was on the remote server of that board. This was my question. Like, you guys are using it. Fine. I believe that was clear to everyone. We all are using servers of various companies. Now, I didn't say that I am the system administrator or I have my own servers. I am using, as a user, I am using the servers of, yep, fine, computer network, computer program, or device that process. Yep, that is fine. That is a theoretical definition. But for my understanding, I am using the server of my CBSE board to fetch my results. I am using Facebook server to store my data, the images that I am posting every day. uh, I am pushing my videos every day, my reels. I'm creating reels and I am pushing it back to the Facebook server. And in turn, Facebook server is broadcasting it to all the devices that are connected to the Facebook server. That is what server exactly is. Now we need to understand that every server that we talked about, you must have understood till now that it has to store a lot of data, man. It has to store a lot of data. Like in case I am talking about my results, now I don't know how many people are sitting for your 10th CBSE exams every year, but that is no less than uh, like I'm not sure, but still let me check. That is into millions. CBSE 10th uh, mm, total attendees. Okay, 18.73 lakh. I don't know if that is a correct figure. I'm not very sure. Are there in CBSE 10th? So that is 2.1 million. So fine. So 2.1 million. You can simply think that is a huge number, and this much data for each and every candidate this server has to store. So it has to have a very good storage. It cannot be my computer since my computer won't allow that much of storage. Next, we need to understand that yeah, these many people now, in case we are talking to about Facebook, now millions of people are connected to Facebook each and every second, and they are somehow getting data and they are sharing data. So it has to have a very good memory. So memory means the RAM. Are you getting my points? Are you understanding this concept? Now, this you understand, rest of the things would be really very easy. Fine. So it has to have a very good storage, very huge. It has to have a very good memory. Then in the later we will be coming to load balancers and a lot of things. Rest is yep, someone has said something. Okay, fine. So we talked about storage and memory. Then it has to be a little powerful, more powerful than my computer. It has to have a better clock speed, a better frequency. So it needs to have a powerful processor as compared to my computer. Now you guys have seen my processor that is on the Ryzen 3. So that is like a very that is not a powerful processor. That is fine for people like us when I have added a lot of RAM to my computer and I have added SSD to my computer. Then it became really it's really a good system. But previously it was like a you couldn't work on it. So these are the three things needed. And one more thing that is needed is normally servers won't work on a normal operating system that we are working. So it has to have a lot of, we will come to that. Fine, that is what I wanted. Yeah, guys, you need to come up with questions. Now, the more the questions come, the more would be your understanding. So once you understand this server, you would understand cloud storage very easily. So let me compare this. The next is a normal operating system won't be allowing you that much of functionality like controls. So we use a different operating system, which we call as server operating system. And you Windows, Microsoft provides you with server operating system. Then Linux server operating system is there. We saw this OS, Ubuntu server OS that day. Uh, so let me once again show you. Sorry. So here you can see you have this Ubuntu server. So you can download it like desktop, others, yeah, other operating system, server, other operating system. Now we have Windows, Windows server operating system. Server OS. So you have server 2022, that is the latest, and previously we were using we try Windows server. Now you can now that is again on the cloud premises, and that is on premises. So we would be getting on it. So you have server 19 and then 16, and then you have 22. So uh, a server cannot work on a normal operating system like we are working on Windows 11 or anything. So it has to have a different operating system. So these are the four major differences between a normal computer and a server. I believe that was clear to you why we are using we are making changes to this storage, since it has to in the case we talk about Facebook server, it is getting means like MBs of data from millions of people every single second. So a normal computer which I am working on 1 TB, that would be filled within a second. Memory, since it is catering to millions of people every second, it has to have a huge memory, like it should be 1 TB of RAM or something. It should have a very powerful processor. It won't work off on a normal Ryzen processor, that is Ryzen 3 or 5. It has to have a very powerful processor, and it has to have a server operating system, since it will give you a lot of control. So I believe this was clear to everyone. Yep. Raju says Mac OS. Obviously, Mac also provides you with server operating system. Uh, Mac is a knob. Yep. Someone is coming with something else. Clear. Great. So we can have Mac server also. Mac server OS versions you can check out. So Mac server 5.7 or later. So the this is the latest server operating system from Mac. And I believe you guys have a basic understanding what Mac is. It is an operating system developed by Apple for its products. So Apple discontinued existing Mac. Okay, Apple is not working on any more. This year only, they have discontinued the Mac OS server. They are not creating more, but whatever is right now available, that would be available throughout. So, in case you already have any of the Mac, Mac server OS, it would work. So, most of you felt fine till now. So, we still have one question left from Ganga. Server and cloud storage. That seems to be a nice question. And obviously, we would be learning many of these things later. Now, servers, when we are talking about, now again, when you came up with this question, can you help me understand what is your understanding of the cloud? What do you understand the cloud? And let us rephrase this question and let us come to our basic question. Do you use the cloud? Yes, that is correct. And now, what do you think in case I ask you to rate your usage on the cloud between 1 and 10, like 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. So, what do you think, where do you stand between 1 and 10? Where would you rank yourself? Is the storage of software? We'll come to that. Not a problem. Let us start from the beginning, like basics. Since we tried to understand server from the basics, so I believe this gave you a much better idea what server is. So, like in case I ask you cloud, you guys said you guys use the cloud. So in case I ask you where do you rate yourself in your usage of cloud, I would say one is the lowest and 10 is the highest. So just give a rating. How much, what is your usage status? 7. That says Ganga. Fine. And what are the services that you are using Ganga and why are you using them? Data center storage data. Fine. Raju, let us not get uh, into that much of depth as of now. So we need to understand many things before we try to get into data center and all those things. So, the first thing that I would like to know, where are you? Where do you think you are using most social media software? Fine, 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 fine. So, this doesn't take me to the place where I was expecting. Anyways, now many of you are using cloud storage, might be Google Drive. Google Drive, you most of you are using. And since we talked about data storage, that is why I am coming to this Google Drive. You guys are using Google Drive. That is the cloud storage. So what you are doing is you are freeing your phone and you are pushing your data to the cloud storage. So that cloud storage is again a server. So this Google Drive, there are Google servers in data centers where you are pushing your data. So that is the basics use that you are doing. Might be Google Drive, then Google Photos, and all those things. Only for storage. Then you are using a service, software as a service. You are using Facebook. Someone said Facebook, right? Social media, sorry. So social media, by social media, most of us believe it is Facebook, and Facebook is there, but we have a lot of other social media platforms as well. So you guys are using this Facebook, which is an application and can be said to be software as a service. So these are the two things you are doing. So, but I said it is a software as a service. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Things go down. Now you guys have something called cloud computing, right? So what you are doing is you are developing your applications on the cloud. You are developing them and deploying them. Now the problem would be I am working on a computer which only has Windows, but I want to develop an application on a Linux platform that has that the programming language that I am using is Java, and I don't have Java and Linux on my system. So what do? I go to cloud and I request a service to provide me with Linux operating system and Java programming language, and might be some runtime. We can ask for any runtime, and then you create your application there and you run it there. You don't have Android Studio on your computer. So again, Android Studio uses a lot of resources from your computer. And what happens is, yeah, your computer gets heated up. One another example, we are we started with this. So this won't be an example. Uh, Many of you might have gone to Say W3 schools. Has anyone that does tried ever W3 schools? Now, in case I go to this HTML tutorial, what I do is, let me try it yourself. This would be an example. Now, I don't have, let me not go to HTML, since again, HTML doesn't need any runtime. So let me go to another, might be W3 schools. Now Java. I don't have Python on my computer. Now I want to run Python. What do I do? I am using this cloud platform. Uh, this is what it would run. Let me run it out. So this gives me an answer. 7 cross 5 is 435, and plus 5, that is 40. So this is a cloud platform where it is providing me with an ID. So that you would be learning more of these things at a later stage. So file sharing, fine, not a problem. Mm. File storage, file sharing, backing up data, fine, 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 fine. That is the basic usage that we are doing. Now, getting back, yeah, we saw cloud platform allows you to run your programs in an atmosphere which is not available on your computer. So you are using platforms, right? What you are doing is you are using it as a platform, as a service. Now, someone talked about cloud servers in the beginning. That is infrastructure as a service. Now, you don't have a network, you don't have a server, and what you are doing is you are deploying your application on cloud platform. You create an application and you run it, you put it there, right? Or you used this cloud to create that application, deploy it on their server, and use their networking resources to run to for everyone. That is infrastructure as a service. Now you would be learning all these things at a later stage as well. But let me give you an example. Uh, we talked about servers. Now you understood what server is. Uh, Many of the organizations, they have their own servers. Now the problem in case I have my own server in my office is if power goes off, I will. Let us understand this first. Now, suppose I have my office and I have my server. So you understand that the server is used to host my website, right? This is why like many of us use our servers. Yes or no? Now, in case we are talking about application, a website might not be completely correct to be said, but we can mean a website, a web portal to be a web application. We can have different type of application. One can be desktop application that we are using. Like suppose we are using this word, this is a desktop application. I have it installed on my computer. Now I showed you I can use a web version of this word. So this is a web application. I can use this online. So this is a web application. Let it open up. So you can create your documents here. So this is a web application. Now we can have mobile applications as well. So again, application is something where which is interactive, where you can put in, they will tell you something. So something there is an interaction. But in case we talk about a website, So suppose we let us talk about a website. So suppose NSTI Trivandrum. NSTI Trivandrum. So that gives me now a like nowhere you share something with it. Now you only get some information. I'm not like sharing my data or like something is coming and up and down. So it is only giving you data. There is like you can like now you have online application also that is not working. So I won't call it to be a web application. I will only call it website. But still for like let us go for website. So a server we use or either a web application or a website we are hosting. Now suppose power goes off. I don't like my office. I don't have any power for the next 4 hours. What will happen? 4 hours, my website would be down. Fine. Sorry. Core website, not 4 hours. Website is down. No one can access the information from my website. Now, internet connectivity. Abhi, you guys all know, and those especially from Bihar, they must be knowing that we have such a good corporation that they are like I don't think any other government department is that much of efficient. Now they have dug up the whole of Patna, like 10 meters. That is the maximum stretch you would be getting of roads. Now beyond that 10 meters, you like they have dug up the roads. So everywhere they have dug up the roads. You do like without pressing your brake every couple of seconds, you can't ride your motorcycle or your car. So what happens is whenever they dug up, since morning my internet connectivity was not there. It came only at 9:30 something. So every like some yeah, internet down, no internet you have, you are not online. Your website is not online. Uh, Website offline. So you need to have these things to run your website or your web application. You guys understood this, right? You have like what I meant by it is you need to give it 24 into 7 power supply to power. What else? Besides power, you also need to have internet connectivity to stay online. Then physical security is also needed. Key like in case you have some valuable data that is like someone doesn't sneak in your web into the physical location and does some kind of damage, like any political uprising or any kind of thing happening, like criminals doing anything. So physical also needed. So I believe you guys understood this. Now, just think how difficult it is to. Like suppose I can manage a backup. Now, in what happens is that backup also fails. Your website will be down. Now, what we are getting is you can go for a cloud storage, like cloud services. What you do is you have your website, you migrate to the cloud service. It can be any. Once you are migrated, even I don't have power in my office, still my website is up and running. Even if I am not connected to the internet, my website would be working fine. Now, yesterday, like people, like my friend, yeah, friend from Chennai said there's a power failure, and there's nothing that happens. Now, NSTI Chennai didn't have power, still their website was up since they have hosted it on a cloud server. They are not using their own server. They are using cloud services to host their application. So I believe that was clear. Like what you are doing is instead of having your own server, you are asking your cloud service provider, that might be AWS, that might be IBM Cloud, that might be Azure or anything, and you are telling them, by whatever your charges, I am ready to give you, but host this website on your platform. So what they do is they charge you something and they host their application, your application on their servers. And what you get in benefit, you don't need to think about your power. You don't need to think about internet. You don't need to think about criminals. You don't need to think about the corporation digging up every couple of meters. Right? I believe you guys were able to understand this. Let me take that to be a yes. Uh, Getting back. Uh, So that was cloud. Now cloud, what happens is, may yeah, like someone asked me to explain the things again. Now you guys are using Google Cloud. That is, you are using storage. You are using Facebook. You are using an application to connect with people. So you are using these are already built-in applications or softwares which you are using as a service. Then what you do is, fine. Let me uh, create an application, like let me ask the cloud service providers to provide me with everything. Now let me use everything from them, their connectivity, their servers, their networks, their everything, and let me ask them for Linux operating system, and let me ask them for an Android studio, and let me ask them for Java programming language to develop my application. So what I do is I log into any of these platforms, and let me, yeah, like I showed you Amazon AWS, that is one of the services. Amazon Web Services, that is what we call it. We have IBM Cloud, we have Microsoft Azure, we have DigitalOcean. So we have a lot of them. Uh, so getting back, we ask everything. Like you guys will be learning that, like how to use jet deploy, generate my application on a cloud platform. So I ask everything from them, and what I do is I sit there and I generate my application. I create my application on a Linux operating system, which is provided by AWS, Java programming language, which is provided by them, and I deploy, I create my application, I run it, and I deploy it on their servers. So that is where I am using platform as a service. Like I am using even their platform. Now the third option would be I create my application on my own, right? And what I do is I simply host it on their server. I am using their internet connectivity to stay online throughout 24 into 7. I am using their data center to host my application. Uh, so I am using their connectivity and everything. I don't need to think about my power supply. I don't need to think about the municipal corporation or anything. So I believe that was clear to everyone. So these can be the three options you can use cloud services. So any questions, anyone? Anaga, was that clear? Or we still have any questions? So you can just let me know. Dropbox can be another example where you are simply using uh, where it as a storage. Now it is like a cloud. Many of us don't uh, understand that cloud is not only about storage. It is about developing your applications and running it on a platform which you don't have. Now I cannot have Windows and Linux and Android and all other Google, yeah, Chrome or OS. So I can't have everything on my computer. This is limited. So what I do is I go to a cloud service provider and I ask them, "Chalo, de do mere ko," and they provide it to me. So that is cloud. So I asked you in the beginning. So what do I rate? So I should rate myself to be a maximum of 3 out of 10, since I don't even know that I can develop an application there. I don't know I can do a lot of things there. So I am only using it as a service, software as a service only. I'm using only some applications like Google Drive, Google Photos, Facebook, WhatsApp, Dropbox, and all those things. But that is only as a service. Now I have never created an application. I have never deployed it. Then I should not talk about like so. But nothing to be ashamed of. We are beginning. Everyone thinks like that only. I just wanted to come up. Now, again, these cloud, this cloud is nothing but the basic building block is a server. We are having network connectivity and a lot of things, but server is one of the building blocks. And someone talked about data center. Now, data center is nothing but like a very big area. Yeah, Microsoft Azure is one of the cloud service provider. So data center is nothing but nothing but a place where these AWS or IBM and these cloud service providers, what they are doing is they are putting their data centers and they are putting all of those things. So, uh, how do I like they are putting their complete networks at a location that is my yeah, that is my data center. I don't know if uh, I was very clear in making you understand this. Uh, Fine. What I will do is I will upload this on my yeah, on my OneDrive, and I will share the links. Now let us get back and let us talk again back about data center. So data center is nothing but a location where you are putting a lot of servers and all those things needed for those networking. Right. Now, I like we learned that those servers are providing you with resources like operating system, with runtime, with programming languages, and all the support that you need to build your application. So they are putting your servers. Storage is one of the major components of a data center. Besides the storage, you would be having all those networking devices that are needed. They can be of different types. So this is what a data center is. Now, the biggest benefit is you won't know in India we have IBM data centers, we have AWS data centers, we have Azure data centers, we have DigitalOcean, but you won't be knowing which of these data center belongs to IBM or which belongs to AWS. That won't be marked. Now, suppose even if one wants to destroy your data, like Nashid's data, so he won't be knowing here either which one is hosting his. It's like he knows that AWS is hosting Nashid's data or Nashid's web application, so he won't be knowing which is the data center and which block is hosting this. So again, this physical security is also being provided here. So any questions here, guys? Anyone? So we'll do that for one. No, guys, whatever we talked about, that might went into like a very no, sir. So, any questions? Naga says no. Fine. So, no questions. Like getting back, what do you understand? What is your understanding of a client? What do you think a client is? User, really. Now, who was that? Good, thank you, Ganga. So, a client is a user. I am the user. I ask Facebook, I want to go to this page. Share me the page. Or I ask WhatsApp, I need to run this video. Or I what I did was I deleted one of the videos on on my phone, and I asked WhatsApp I want this video again. So as a user, I am requesting this server to provide me with the particular thing, data or information or resources that I want, and it will provide me with that. Yep, very correct. So a client is a user which who is requesting the server for certain things, like the resources or data or any resources. And even in resources, we can talk about data as well. Resources includes data also. So that is client. Let us talk about another term that is some type of media. So transmission media. So we need to have a better understanding of transmission media as well. So what do you think transmission media is all about? What is transmission media? Anyone? Yep, guys, anyone? Your understanding about transmission media. So that can be any type of cable or uh, anything through which you are sharing data or resources. That might be wires, that might be cables. If someone has said something, a communication channel, that should be the best thing to say. A communication channel, that might be a cable, that might be a wire, that might be OFC, carries the information between the sender and the receiver. Right, very good. So you guys have a better let me tell you, it can be wired, it can be wireless, both. So that is my transmission media. After transmission media, there might be network interface cards. So we talked a little about network info, NIC cards. So you guys know that NIC is used uh, as the media on your device. Radio, fine. Radio, obviously, we would be using uh, those radio waves to share data. So that is fine. Yeah. So NIC is nothing but a card which is on your device, and what it does is it forms packets of the data that you want to share, and then it puts it on the communication channel. So that is my NIC. Then we can have a few uh, things. Yep, this is something which I believe you guys know very well. So what do you understand by a modem? What is your understanding of a modem? Yep, fiber optic, twisted pair, coaxial cable. We can have more of these, but these are the most widely used. Yep, guys, anyone? Network distribution. Not very sure what Akash is telling me. So what I want to know is what do you understand by a modem and what do you think it does? Modulator, demodulator. Now, what do you understand by modulator? Modulation. What is modulation? Mm, fine, not a problem. Networking device. Obviously, modem is a networking device. Uh, any class of electronic device that converts digital data signals into analog signals. Yeah. Wi-Fi. Not exactly. So, suppose when we are talking about communication channel, so let us understand what analog signals are all about. So, you guys are like in your schools, you must have learned that analog signals are something like this, right? So I have a problem with my drawing. So this should have been equal in size. So everything should have put in at a equal position. So that is what it normally is supposed to be. Uh, so I apologize for my like bad drawing, but this is an analog signal. Now what we do is uh, mm, this is a signal which we create. Like so what we do, we need to convert it into digital. Suppose fine, you are trying to share an audio clip or might be an image. That image is analog. That is not digital, right? So what I have is I click my I okay. Let us get a little back as so. Uh, whatever things are have an existence, they have an analog existence. They don't have a digital existence. Now, when we talk about computing and we talk about computing systems and that we talk about the storages, only then this digital concept comes into picture. So whatever things we see in an analog. We are creating some speech sound that is analog. We are seeing something that is analog. So whatever data we are creating, producing, that is analog. Now what we do is we convert this analog signal into digital signals. Now how we do? We do it by something called sampling. Now what we do is this is my signal. What I will do is I will cut it from here. Right. For beginners, cut it from here. Cut it from here. So cut it at different places. So this is where I cut it. This is where I cut it. This is what we do as a when we are converting those signals. Now I don't know if I would be able to delete this part, but suppose what I do next is in sampling, I delete this part. This is no more existing. So I delete all the I leave only the samples and delete all other parts. So what I have right now is I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. So I only have certain samples. No, this much. This is what I have. This is what I have. Now I have this different samples. So this is sampling. And now converting it into digital wave, so that would be really very easy. That would be like anything where we are sharing any data, where we are sending a positive front, that would be said to be one. on everything else would be called as 0. This would be 1, this would be 0. Now, it would be really very easy to convert this to our digital signal. So this is how I create this digital signal. And so I have ones and I rest I have zero, so I convert it into 1 and 0. So this is what we call as converting our digital analog signals to digital signals and digital signals to analog signals. So this is my modem doing. It is converting. The first part is our modulation. So modulation is about digital like analog signals being converted to my digital signals. So that is modulation. The second part is demodulation, where you have these digital signals. You have these samples, and now what you are doing is you are converting it back to an analog signal. So what you do is you simply recreate it. That is called reconstruction. So here you have this, you are reconstructing it. So I believe my mm, you guys were able to get hold of this. Yes, no, please let me know. Hmm? So modem is a device which is doing this modulation, and modulation is converting analog signals into digital signals. I believe so. Yep, that is what I believe. And at the receiver end, you have that digital signals, and you are converting it into analog signals. So when you are adding this modulation process and demodulation process, so what we have is now we are at, yep, you were correct, Anaga. That is what it is. So what you are doing with this modem is you are convert suppose I am using a modem. So I need to send data. So I am creating some kind of analog data, and I am converting that analog data into digital data, and I am sending it back to someone. Now I want to view that as the image that was sent by my friend. So he has said, like, over this communication channel, I can only use digital signals. I won't be sending analog signals anymore. We are not sharing analog signals over any communication media. So we are sending, in case I am the receiver, what happens is my friend sent in image that is in a digital format, and this demodulator, what it does is it converts it back to analog format where I can see it. Right. So that is what modem is all about. So you are not only using modulation, you are using both the process. So we are using modem at both ends, at the receiver end, at the user end. So because now we are not only working on one of the process, we are working on both the processes. So I believe that was clear for everyone, or do we have any questions anymore? Anything? Fine. So after modem, what are the different things that we might be having? Like someone said, we are using those Wi-Fi modems. Yep, we are using a lot of things everywhere. So from modem, we might talk about the cables and connectors. We would be viewing all those cables and connectors. Then we have, yes. Couple of things that you need guys need to understand. Switch and router. So what do you understand by these two terms, switch and router? What is your understanding? Anyone? Switches and routers. That is fine. And what about router? Router is internal. I think amplification might be one of the features. Like we are coming up with more features to our routers. Since again, like uh, suppose uh, I build routers. Now, like there are so many routers in the market. Now, why would you buy my router? So what I am doing is I am adding one function amplify. My router will amplify to create a network, multiple switches and their respective networks to form a larger network. Right, that is really good, Ganga. But that belief comes from the internet. Fine, not an issue. To internet connection, not exactly. Internet, let us move out of this thing called internet. So, switch, what you do is, I have multiple computers or printers and everything. What I do is I connect it using a switch. Right. So we talked about multiple LANs connected together to create a metropolitan area network. So what we were doing was to create a LAN, we are using switches. But to come out of that LAN, we are using a router. Now, in case I want to move out of this network, and I'm suppose, let us hop better and switch. We will come to that. Don't worry. Now, I am really very bad at drawing, so please excuse me for that. So, like, suppose this is a computer that doesn't look, but still, please. So that is another computer, and let me have another computer. So I have three computers, and let me add a printer. But that might not look like a printer, but please, for me, do that. Now I want to connect all these together, so I would be using a switch. So that is a switch. So switch would be having multiple ports to connect the different devices. So we would be also try like working on our hands on those packet tracers to make you understand it better. So this is what a switch exactly is. You are connecting multiple devices within a network. Now I have this would be called as LAN one. So we talked about LAN, MAN, WAN yesterday. So, but this is something which we needed to understand. So this was my LAN one. Now I have another LAN. This is another switch. I have a couple of more computers. I connect this. I have one more. So suppose I have this laptop connected to this switch. So that doesn't look like a compare laptop, but still, please, for my sake, that is another PC. Let me connect and let me connect a printer again. Suppose that is the kind of network that I am creating. So that is another printer. So this is another LAN. Let us call it LAN 2. And now what I want to do is I want to connect both the networks together, both these LANs. So what I would do is I would take out a wire from here. I would take out a wire from here and I would add a router. Fine. That is what uh, who were the people who said? Yeah. So that was what Ganga said, and that was really good, correct. Router define best path to transfer data. Yes, that is what is done at a later stage when you are when you are talking about sending data. So that is happening. That is fine. So I believe this was clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now let us get back. Each of these devices, whatever devices we are talking about, be it laptop, printer, or router, or switch, everything can be said to be network devices. And each network device needs to have a digital address. Like suppose I want to send from this PC to this laptop, so I need to create a route. So it will go to the switch. From switch, it will go to the router. So this router will send it to this switch and this will send it here. So each of these devices need to have a address and that is my IP addressing. Now normally, in case we talk about IP address, yeah. So I believe you guys know that we in IPv4 addressing it can be like 3 digits followed by another 3 digits followed by another 3 digits followed by another 3 digits. So normally in case I want to connect to my network, mine is 192.168. That is a default and one. So this is the address of my uh, switch. So this gives this no, sorry, this takes me to my router. So to this router, like 4 clients have been connected. So this is what I have to connect. Like when I am moving out of trying to connect to this internet, I am connecting to this router. So that has a digital address, that is my IP address. So that seems us. So switch and router, I believe everyone gets a basic understanding. Everyone has understanding about it. What are the questions that came up? How better than switch router? No other questions, I believe. Fine. Any questions, anyone? Or like, was that clear enough? Now, someone say what was the thing that was asked? Okay, fine. Ganga says L1, L2, and versus L3. What do you mean by this L2 versus L3? Just let me know. Hub is better than switch. Yep. We can say both are used within one network. Now, hub cannot replace a router. It can replace a switch. That is fine. And that depends upon the performance that you are talking about. So fine, we can take it that like that. Hub can be better than switch, uh, but not everywhere. But yes, okay, fine. Now, what do we and Raju? What do you mean by this L2 and 3? And what is the context? But in case Raju says, I really don't agree that hub is better than switch, though I believe. Uh, I don't think I won't say since I don't say so. Like I don't agree, but fine. When we would be coming to that particular device, we would be talking about that. Now L2 L3 switch. Yeah. So we would come to that. We are just trying to understand the different devices as of now. So I believe at a later stage there would be we would be talking about each and every uh, device. Yep, we would come to that. Like every device would be talked in details. Now, this is just the beginning where we are trying to understand the various things that we have in our network. So I believe that is then we can have several. What else we are having? We might have those cables. We would be having connectors. So that is not something which is so difficult. Connector, cables, connectors, then we can. So these are the few things we would be going with again and again. Next, again, there would be a few advantages and disadvantages. So they are theoretical things which we can talk about, or we can simply switches layer 2 switch, manageable and managed switches layer 2 switch. Fine, we will come to that. Then we talked about a few things like LAN, MAN, WAN yesterday. So what you guys understand by LAN? We talked about LAN yesterday, local area network, which was where we are. This was a LAN that we talked about yesterday. Like I have my office, I am connecting all the computers and all the resources on my computer. Yeah, on my network, or yeah, on my in my building, and that is my LAN. Now we used it for data sharing in our hostels, but it can be used for resource sharing like printer sharing or audio devices sharing. So that is LAN. Normally, uh, you would be um connecting the different devices using some kind of cables. So that is my LAN. Mm, So what I would suggest is we have a lot of theory there. Just go through all those things. And in case you guys come up with any questions, that would be easier. But in case I talk about all those things, that would make these very, what do you call? It would be quite monotonous and boring. So you can go through each and everything, whatever we have, and just let me know in case you did not understand anything, or we need to discuss. So what we can do is someone learns something new about one of the LAN. Suppose we go here. Now we come up with performance data sharing backup. Someone did not understand performance, so we can talk about that. So reliability, security, we can come talk about that. Scalability. So what I believe we should do is you guys go through the theoretical part. I am there to discuss almost everything, but in a online class. Today, I believe the class was really quite interesting since I found very few people dropping out. Even a couple of minutes back, I could see 40 people. So the drops today were very low since we were doing something interesting. In case I would have gone through LAN, kya hota hai, LAN this is that. So that would have made it a little boring, and many of you have would have dropped out. So let us what we do is uh, try to read these, and in case you don't understand anything, just come up with this question, and what we will do is we will discuss them. So that is what we are going, like first part we would be going with a few of the Linux commands, and then the second half of our afternoon session we would be going for this again. So would that be fine, guys? Since it is almost 12 and many of you uh, fine. So let us try to read, and what you can guys can do is, you are so many of you, so everyone reads a part and discusses among yourselves, so that everyone does not need to read everything. Now, what will happen is lunch ke baad, now you will find lunch ke baad it would be really hectic. So part wise, you guys learn, and then let us join at 2:30. Fine, guys. Any questions or anything that you want me to tell you right now, or anything